Hello everyone, here's a short video showing you how to take a model that you've modeled here in Inventor and then to put it into Cura and figure out how much printing time it will take. Okay, let's get started. So let's say you've modeled this part in Inventor. If you want to then put it into Cura, you first need to go to File, Export, and then click on CAD Format. And down here you'll have to select the type of format that we need, and we need a STL file. Okay, that's the type of file that Cura can read. So click on STL, and now you also need to click on Options here. Okay, and you need to select the units here. Yours might be in centimeter or something else, but you need to select the units at which you modeled it in, and you probably did it in millimeters. That's what we've been working in all semester in Inventor. So make sure the units are set to millimeter. That's the only thing you need to change there. Click OK and save that. Okay, now if you look, I've just saved. Here's the part file, and then this is the STL file. Okay, so that's the file that I want to go put into Cura. So now here's Cura. In a previous video, I've shown you how to install Cura. So you can, if you don't have Cura on your computer, you can look at my other video that's on the document on Moodle that shows you how to install it. So once it's installed here, now you can click on Open. And where did I put this file? Okay. So here's that STL file that I just saved. Okay, so I can open that, and you can see there it is. If I right click, I can rotate it. Okay, if I hold the center mouse wheel, I can slide it left or right. And again, right clicking and holding down, that allows me to rotate it like this. And then scrolling the mouse wheel, I can zoom in and out. Okay, let's first come look at some settings up here. The first thing you'll want to do is make sure that your material is set to Polylight PLA here. This is the type of material that we'll be using, so you need to set that. The next thing you'll want to do, you could set this as standard. What this means, it means the different heights of the layers. On a standard height, the printer is going to take a longer, or that part will take a longer time to print. You can see on a standard setting, it's about 2.5 hours, or that means each layer is 0.25 millimeters. You could put it on a high-speed setting, which makes each layer 0.38 millimeters, and that one takes 1 hour and 40 minutes. On your project ones, I printed them all on high speed. Okay, so you can do that as well. So I would set that to high speed. Now down here on the infill, y'all know what infill is. It's just a drag. You can click and drag. This is completely solid, 100%. Down here would be 0%. I typically do about 20%. Okay, if you need your part to be stronger, you can increase that. I wouldn't ever really increase it beyond 50. So 20% is good to have. The next thing is whether or not you want to generate support or not. If you want support, you need to have this checkbox checked. If you don't want support, just uncheck the checkbox. Okay. Now so you can see, right now you can't see the supports here. If you click on this view and you click on layer view here, now you rotate it, you see that blue? Those blue areas would be the support. Okay, and now these are the different layers. I can click and drag this, so this is how the print will start. It will start by, there's the first layer, layer number 1. Then if you drag this up, you can see what it's doing. Now the blue color is the support, the red color is the outer layer, and that yellow is the infill. You see that? Okay, so drag up, that's how the part would print there. Okay. Alright, so if I uncheck the generate support, it's going to recalculate it, and you'll see there will be no blue areas anymore. Okay, there's no support inside of that. All right. Okay, now let's show you about moving the model. So for example, I don't want to print the model like this. That's a bad orientation to print it in. Well, if I click on the model one time, right here I can click on these arrows and just move it. Okay, I could move it left or right here, something like this. That just moves the model. Okay, if I click on this one, this allows me to rotate the model, and you see these different little circles here. Well, I can click on this red one, and now I can just click and drag is what I'm doing, and I've just rotated it now until it's like this. Now this would be a good orientation to print in. Now even if I generate support, there's actually no support to be generated because of the way that it's printed. Okay. Now with this layer view on, okay, let me show you what this build plate adhesion means. You see the skirt, well, that's this line right here. That's just a layer of plastic that's not attached to the object. If you put it on brim, you'll see that it'll make a layer of plastic that is attached to the object. See, and that would help it stick to the build plate. I don't need that in this case because there's lots of surface area touching the build plate. So I'll just leave it on skirt. Okay. And notice down here it will tell you how long it's taking to print. That's 1 hour and 22 minutes. Okay. Now if you want to print multiple things at one time, well, I can just continue to load in different models. So I'll just put the same model in again. I can open that, and then it will put another one in. So you can put all your parts in that you will print for project 2. Now notice here, this is interesting. This one, in the orientation I have it, there's no support needed. This one takes a lot of support. I don't want that. All right, so I can click on this, I can click rotate, and then I can rotate this around. I click and I drag it like that. Okay. Then I can arrange all my models there, and you can see that now that takes 2 hours and 11 minutes. So all the parts that you would print for your project 2 will want to print them at the same time. Okay, so to see how long you've printed, well, first model it in Inventor, export it to an STL file, put them in here, put them all in, make sure you have them in the correct orientation, make sure you have the material set, the high speed is set, make sure you have your infill correct. Yes, I typically always generate support, okay? And then a skirt. You may need a brim depending on how much surface area of the part is touching the print bed. Okay, there that is. One other thing to show is that if you want to show me then what how you have set up Cura, what you can do, you can click on this save file here. Okay. And then it will ask you where you want to save it. So I've put it in example parts. Here you can name it whatever you want. This is a G code. Okay, that's the type of file you want. Click save. Okay, and now it has saved that file, and that's the file that I can open in Cura to see how you have ordered the parts. So I want you to do that. Okay, that's how you use Cura and find out how long the printing time is. Thanks.